Hey, welcome back to my channel, Merkinshroud. I'm going to be checking out a request here. This one is from a new band, Five Finger Death Punch, Wrong Side of Heaven. Now, this one was requested after I had talked about, I don't know, there was another song, I can't remember which one it was now, but I was talking about military stuff going on. It could have been one of the Metallica ones. It could have been one. I don't know. It was one of the songs was talking about war, and they said this one is about the effects of war on people when they come home and when they come back, or veterans, or something along those lines. So they said I need to check it out, so that's what I'm gonna do. I have no idea. These guys are supposed to be really hard from what I've heard, or what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that these guys are like screamo band, but I don't know. I don't even know what screamo means anymore. So I'm just gonna listen to music. Alright. Five Finger Death Punch, Wrong Side of Heaven. Let's go. Okay, before we even get started with the music, if you think you can't smell a sound, rewind that first part and play that. If you're in the military, you'd be like, huh. Anyways, okay, let me move on. Yeah, so I'll see where they're going while you're watching this video. I don't want to do this throughout this whole song, but I'm gonna forget what I'm gonna say if I don't do it a little bit. It's talking about the homeless here, okay? In normal circumstances, in normal situational life, somebody sees that statistic. Let me back it up so I can read it. 300,000 homeless veterans sleeping on the streets. You think, oh my goodness, how sad, how ridiculous that number is, and why is this happening? And I get it, but also get this. You got to remember this. I woke up several times in my life under a foot of snow. You're in a sleeping bag. You got this little hole that's protecting your breathing. And you wake up and you look and you're like, okay, this is dark but kind of white, bluey, weird colored happening. Okay, I got snowed on again. And you dig out a little and you look and you're like, holy crap, this is for real. And you sit up a little bit and you look around and you see nobody. Even though you know you got a whole entire platoon with you, or battery in my case, of guys sleeping on the ground. You don't see anybody. So they're all under the snow. I've got up several times and had to go to the bathroom and have to not step on my buddies because they're under the snow. So these veterans that are doing this, okay, some of them have made that choice because they know they don't need anything hardly. They know what little they need and they have it. And they don't want the complication of the rest of the world. Now, you can look at that in different ways, and you can feel bad for it, or you can not. But just be aware of it, that some people make this choice because they say, you know, I don't need all this crap. I'm not dealing with it. It's too complicated. I've thought about it. the problems I've created in my life by trying to get more stuff and do more things and climb a ladder to somewhere that leads to the same thing. I'm still going to bed at night. I'm still eating food. I'm still washing when I can wash. I'm still using a bathroom. Everything's still basically the same. Why do I want the complication? I get that. I get it. So remember that. That number doesn't affect me the way it should. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's go.
She's ashamed. What have I become? What have I done? I spoke to the devil today, and he swears he's not to blame. And I understood, 'cause I feel the same. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly tell. I'm on the wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. I heard from
You see that statistic right there? That's what puts people on the streets, because that's what they have to fight and live for in a world where you got to climb those ladders, where you got to do those things. That statistic hurts worse, because that's what puts people back in. That's what puts veterans in the streets, because if they don't have what they need as a goal, what do they care? If they feel like I did, they were dead when they signed that contract with the United States government. So, if you take away their reason for self-promotion, just give me the simple life. So that's what does it. Hold that together and you'll fix the other problems. Well, that's one of the issues. Let's go. I'm gonna rewind just a fuzz.
I heard from God today, and she sounded just like me. What have I done? And who have I become? I saw the devil today, and he looked a lot like me. I looked away. I turned away. Arms wide open, I stand alone.
two different paths. Hey, look, when I was in the service, there was a guy. He was ahead of me. He was going to get out before me. And I hadn't even turned 21 yet. Everybody was going to go out drinking, celebrating. This other fella's, he was getting out, you know. Time to get out. We're going to go party. All right, whatever. So I went with them. Kind of find out they went to a place I couldn't go. 21 years old. Right, okay. It's okay, guys. I'll sit in the car. Somebody take me back to the barracks. I'll be fine. Guy volunteers to take me back to the barracks. We drove around all night long with him stopping every once in a while in weird neighborhoods and going up to people's houses and coming back to the car and smoking something. It had a chemical smell, and I remember it to this day. And he offered me one time if I wanted any of it, and I said, no, I don't want none of that. I kept telling the man, just take me back to my barracks. This is what happened. I told him, this is what happened tonight. I went out with these guys. I said, take me back to the barracks, and you took me back to the barracks. I don't know what you did after that. That's what I told him. I said, this is what happened tonight. I don't care what happened after that. That's what happened tonight. So he took me back to the barracks eventually, about daylight. And he ended up getting kicked out of the Army for drug abuse. And they brought me into the captain's office and asked me what happened. And I told him what happened. So that's all I know. Leave me the crap out of this mess that you create for yourself. I don't have nothing to do with it. Now, how did that happen? Was that something that started before the military? Was it environmental in the military? Was it something that happened afterwards to deal with the pain that people saw at wartime? I didn't have to go overseas. I didn't have to go. I didn't have to fight in any wars or any. Yeah. I did all the training, but I was lucky. I didn't have to go. And maybe my opinion on that might change, and my view on it might be a little less strict. But right now, it always has been very strict. Don't do that to yourself. If that contributes to the homelessness issue, or somebody who is homeless who had ambitions and they couldn't get them, and they settled for a drug to make them feel better so they forget what they didn't get, or whatever the case may be, that is rough. That is rough. Let's continue.
Closer every day. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly tell. I'm on the wrong side of heaven, and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven, and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven, and the righteous side of hell.
Okay, what just happened? He saw his buddy, maybe his commanding officer there, in the streets, living in the streets, and he recognized him. The commanding officer is ashamed here because he's not doing well. He may be more content in the place he is than the other gentleman thinks. He feels ashamed because he didn't feel, achieve greatness or whatever. But I think he's still content for the most part. Maybe not. Maybe I'm making up some narratives now. Anyway, I can see it. I can see this. Feel sorry for your buddy. You want to take care of him. He saved your life. Your buddy, though, may not want all the help. He may just want to be left alone. He may have chosen to push society out of the way, especially those poor guys who came back from Nam and society spit on them for doing what they were trained to do. Most of them. Some of them were pretty demonic, I guess, but the great majority of them, I would say, were not. Just doing what they were told to do and doing what they had to survive. What a mess war is, right? Alright, let's continue. This singer's voice now, I tell you, is strong. Strong. I'm getting sucked into these words. And the video here without talking too much about the music, which is a bit of a mistake. That's messed up, see. Don't forget, a lot of us feel like we're already dead as soon as we signed that contract. And if you take away the reason for us to be alive again, it's like, meh. This is important. So, I'll let that run. I think you can still make out the words there. I've seen some of these movies where they totally demonize the guys in the military, and it's like, everybody's not this evil. It's like System of a Down said, why don't the presidents fight the wars? Why do they always send the poor? Expendable. Just like Metallica said, back to the front. You will die when I say you must die. Back to the front. That's the song. Disposable Heroes. That's it. That was it. Anyway, guys, that was good. I like that song too. That was good. It was heavy, but it wasn't. It was deep. It was good. It's important. Don't forget what I said, though. A lot of these guys are there on purpose. Or at least they don't care as much as you think they do. A lot of them do, though. A lot of them do. Everybody's different. Anyway, guys, excellent song. It got me a little bit when you're in the field, these guys are your brothers, they are family, and when you come back home, a lot of times you don't think about it. I'm talking about my experience. I haven't been in war. I'm just imagining if I was with the people who I trained with. These guys, we trained seriously, so we built a bond in that. And I know that every single Army person that was in at the same time I was had the same training as me, and we have that connection. And I'm going to go out and die for those guys, and they are for me. That's what you feel like. Complete the mission, keep the most people alive as possible so that the mission can get done. Anyway, guys, thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the post notification button. That way you know when I drop something new. And send requests and I'll try to do them. Alright, I'm going to try to not be emotional now. Alright, you guys have a good one. Thanks.